Welcome to today's Harvest Academy Let's Talk Indianola. I'm Andrew Swadner. On today's program, we talk with Indianola Schools Superintendent Art Sadoff about the most recent Indianola School Board meeting. Indianola School Board met in regular session Tuesday evening, and one of the things that they reviewed was kind of a look ahead at the new facilities building as well as future plans for facilities. Talk a little bit about what the board was presented, and again, nothing set in stone, just kind of a look at potential future projects and what the board wants to, prioritize moving forward.
Right. Well, we are kind of in final design phase for a new auxiliary services building, which is something that's greatly needed. Our current building is kind of end of life, and we have different departments crammed together. Not an ideal situation. So we are working on that auxiliary services building, which will house transportation, food service, facilities, and technology. That's progressing nicely, and we're getting to the point where we should be able to have final specifications the end of January, 1st of February, and then get out to bid shortly after that. The high school facility, that's more of a long-range master planning type of process that Envision Architects has been helping us with. We've had some surveys of students and staff and community members. We've had a couple of meetings with a task force, and there are going to be different focus groups that Envision connects with as well. Before we would go out and ask for any kind of a bond offering, we want to make sure that we have a pretty clear vision of how to approach that. And at a very high level last night, Envision just went through different approaches for addressing that high school building, one that would be primarily remodel, one that would have a combination of new building of academic spaces and some remodeling. And then the third one, just as kind of a marker or a measure, would be a totally new facility on a new site. So far, our groups have kind of ruled out that third one, but as I said, that can be kind of a benchmark for the other two, a comparison point. So there continue to be some pretty exciting things going on in facilities. We did also talk about a couple of smaller renovation type projects using space more efficiently at the middle school, some projects that we're looking at doing with Shive Hattery this summer as well.
All right. Well, the board also approved the year-round calendar for next year. Obviously, Indianola pretty unique in still having that year-round calendar. Kind of walk me through what that means for those year-round students and parents.
Well, certainly. We are one of the very few year-round programs in the state. And in effect, the students have the same number of educational days and hours as other students, but the pacing of the year is a little bit different. They come back to school mid-July. There are rules that we have to abide by from the state that say that we have to have at least 10 instructional days in 11 of the 12 months, that we can't have longer than a 6-week break in the summer. So those are some parameters that we work within. And basically, the kids get started earlier, so there's potentially less learning loss over the summer. And then they have a nice break time in the fall and in the spring, usually in October. And then sometimes spring breaks extended a week in the spring and March. And during those break times then, too, we offer something that's called intersession, where we have enrichment courses or remedial courses. And that's been extremely popular. A lot of people have taken advantage of that.
All right. And then the board approved some curriculum changes, some pretty new, exciting classes, in my opinion, coming forward. Tell us a little bit about what the school district's going to be offering.
Yeah, a couple of pretty exciting things in our career technical field that the changes were informed by our advisories. We have very good advisories there. One is an Ag Leadership 2 class, which is a second-level class, which gives students some choice. Part of the FFA requirement is that students have outside projects that are ag-related, and it's just been difficult to find the time to work on those or to kind of throw that wide open so they have different options, and we think that class is really going to help with that. As I said, that's something our advisory suggested and our new instructor really is on board with. Another class in that career technical area is a hospitality industry class, which I think is pretty exciting. In the past, we have had just foods and child development, and this will give us an opportunity to branch out a little bit in the family consumer science area. We also are adding an AP research class. This is the second class, the second part of a class that was added last year that serves as kind of a capstone for students. And as you and I were talking earlier, Andrew, that's something, a lot of kids get to college and doing really serious research they haven't had a lot of experience with. So we're excited about that course. And then finally, we are going to have a new journalism and digital media class, which is really a combination of a few courses we offered in the past. We had separate digital media, video production, and studio courses. And the enrollment in those courses was kind of low. Some of the equipment was outdated. So this is really an effort for us to kind of update and get with what modern journalism is like.
Thanks to Art Sadoff for joining us on today's program. If you missed any of our Let's Talk programs, find them online daily at kniakrls.com under podcasts, and subscribe through Apple, Google, or Spotify to never miss an episode. That's been today's Harvest Academy Let's Talk Indianola. Harvest Academy, a therapeutic community focused on changing lives with a whole-person approach in Warren County and the surrounding area.